going, the screen share, the PowerPoint. Submit, there we go, slideshow. And from the beginning. Yeah, welcome to Build Your Own Action Plan. What little typo to make 2026 a mighty fine year. So welcome to you for that. And it's really good to be back with Pero. It's been a couple weeks or months actually since I was here last. So thank you to Stephanie and to Lori Morin, who actually sort of really heads these and spearheads these Wednesday webinars. So welcome everyone. Let's get going. We've got a lot of ground to cover. I'm gonna just start with a quote, and it's by Simon Sinek, and he's the author of It Starts With Why. So you want to get, why are you doing what you're doing? So I love this quote: words may inspire, but only action creates change. So what's your take on that? Just, real quick. What's your take on that quote? Words may inspire, but only action creates change. Any comments on that one? It's like I had a teacher when I was studying coaching at the Adler School, and she said something very similar. And I'm a big believer of this quote, but also what she said. She said, don't watch the mouth, watch the feet. So what do you think that means? What does that mean to you?
Words may inspire, but only action creates change. Well, okay, so hand up. How am I going to put my hand up here?
Oh, it's okay. Just go ahead. You don't need to put your hand up.
Oh, thank God, David. I couldn't find my hand thing. All right. Hey, David.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay. So to me, I think a lot of people talk about what they want to do, but they
Yeah,
don't take the first step in moving forward. And they think the talk is the first step, and it might be, but then there's an action that has to precede it.
you got it.
Yeah.
Bang on. Yeah, like people can talk a good game, but if they're not in action, and in business, we want to work with people who are making things happen, right? Natalie writes in the chat, action creates momentum. Totally. Danya says, I can listen all I want, especially Red Talks, but unless I propel myself, nothing concrete begins. So
And
bang on.
attend TED Talks.
Oh, TED
Sorry.
Talks. Okay, no worries. I made a typo too, so we're both in the same boat. Yeah, so that's the importance of what we're doing today. We're creating and getting present to sort of the actions we want to take moving forward into 2026. So today, here's the agenda. We're gonna have some learning tips and videos, believe it or not. We've got some exercises for you to do to create your action plan. We're gonna do a little sharing. We're going to have a breakout room. We're going to have some accountability partners and buddy up in our breakout rooms. We're going to look at procrastination and fear and grit and resiliency. And we're going to have, and make your actions fun. Like, create a project around it. I remember I used to be in a much different business than I am now doing training and coaching work with entrepreneurs, but I used to be in the promotional products industry. And we would work with companies who were sort of like on a mission or an operation, right? And I'll give you an example of this company. It was called Warner Lambert. Well, they make Listermint. No, sorry. Yeah, Listermint and Listerine. And their goal one year, and I'm dating myself, it was 1995, and their goal was 55 and 95. So we did these mugs for them that said 55 and 95, and it went to every employee at Warner Lambert. And anyway, so went to every employee, and the goal was to have 55% market share of the mouthwash business in 1995. So they're serious about it. And so, we had events, 55 and 95 events, and they had mugs, and they ordered t-shirts like they're on a mission. And, they want to overtake Scope, which is Procter and Gamble's mouthwash, right? And man, they fought neck and neck. So, make your actions and your goals and your objectives fun. And I think you'll go further. You can even get like a wearable, wear a hat with, camouflage hat, we're going to, attack this year. Not that, I'm inciting violence or anything, but, make it fun. So before we begin, just really tight on this. 30 seconds just to introduce yourself. So who are you? Share what who you are, and what's your business idea. So just who are you? What's your business idea? And I mean 30 seconds. So Michelle, can we start with you? And then Shannon? Yes, no? Okay, Natalie, how about you? Do you want a quick introduction? Who are you? What are you doing?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Natalie Plouffe, and I am the circle coordinator at Pero. So I do not have a business, although I've been in business for most of my life as a self-employed sales representative for different, companies and organization. But at the moment, I am an employee, and I'm very happy to be with you, David, today.
Thanks, I'm happy you're here. Good stuff. Danya and then Kelly. So get a quick, who are you and what's your idea?
Sure. Morning, everyone. I'm Danya Menon. I'm the co-founder of Illuminate Events. We started around 4 months ago. We are into corporate event experience workshops as well as end-to-end management. I used to be in the corporate side for 20 years in marketing and finance, and decided to take a complete pivot into something I am passionate about.
Good stuff. Welcome to you. Kelly, real quick introduction.
Sure. So I am Kelly McCormick, and as David knows, I am a business coach. My target market is women, and I help them to grow their businesses. And I've been doing it for a long time, and I really enjoy it.
And she taught me way back when and inspired me to do what I do today. So I'm very proud of that. Michelle, are you okay to unmute and just real quick, who are you? What are you up to? Oh, I'm gonna look in the chat. Tina says I'm Tina BQ. I'm a mental emotional health advocate. I work with overwhelmed professionals to improve their mental emotional well-being. Welcome to you today then, Tina. And Michelle, do you want to go real quick? No? Okay, Shannon. Got to check the chat again. Shannon is, Mike's not working, of all days, yeah. However, a little bit about her. She's a virtual assistant, founded Wilson Exec Solutions. She works with legal and medical professionals to streamline their business. Excellent. And actually, Shannon and Danya, I had the pleasure of teaching you both with the Richmond Hill Business Builder series a few years ago. So it's good to have you. Did I miss anybody? No, are we okay? Seed education. All right, let's get started. We have a good full hour to come and lots going on. So I'm really happy you're all here. Happy holidays to everybody. And let's get started. So really, first thing is really importance about taking action. And as you know, we talked about that Simon Sinek quote, Nothing happens in life unless you take action toward anything you want to bring into your life. It could be, hey, I'm hungry, so okay, well, you're going to have to go to the kitchen and make something or order in or whatever, right? And if you think of like how big one step, one action can be, I think of Rosa Parks, right? She took action by sitting in front of the bus back in the 60s when there was segregation and the black people in the States had to sit in the back of the bus, or in some cases weren't even allowed on. But she took action, and that action inspired other people around the world. Or you taking little actions and seeing results gives you confidence to take bigger action. So that's why just start small and grow into it. I think of Colonel Sanders, approaching hundreds of restaurants, right, to buy his KFC recipe. And years later, it's still around, right? And he had this Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe, and he was in his 60s when he did this. He's going, no, now's the time, right? And he took action, and amazing. Or you think of the actions taken by 250,000 people as they gathered in Washington for the Job and Freedom rally to hear Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. 250,000 people came out and attended, and they took action across America to spread the word way before the internet or email even existed. They took action. And if you're worried about taking action, I love this quote. I mentioned I studied coaching at the Adler School, and we had a guest professor who came in, and we were all nervous, right? Because we're learning and we want to get into coaching, and we're, do we have what it takes, and are we good enough, and all those little things going around in your head. And he quoted his grandmother, this professor or guest teacher. He's based in California. He came up to Toronto to teach us. And his grandmother just put it so aptly to help calm us down in terms of our fear around taking action. And she said, you'll go, you'll look, you'll see, you'll find, you'll do, you'll be, right? And I love that quote because it just simplifies and it takes the pressure off of taking action. You'll go, you'll do something, you'll look, you'll observe, you'll see, you'll find, you'll do, there's the action. And you'll be, whatever happens, you'll be, and you'll be fine with whatever action you take. So I love that quote, and it's still, man, I haven't been to Adler School since the beginning of this millennium, but that quote has stayed with me ever since. So what holds you back from taking action? Sometimes we procrastinate, right? Have you walked through your fears? Are you attached to perfection? Anybody want to answer one of those? Like, what's behind the procrastination for you? If you procrastinate and you put off the action, in your heart you need to do, but you're procrastinating. I'll go to the chat. Self-limiting belief. Yes, Danya. We all have it. Nobody escapes it. So that self-limiting belief, kind of, you put it off because it's like, oh man, I don't think I can, or I'm not good enough, or, me? Like what? Seed education, fear and perfectionism. Totally. Are you attached to perfection? There is no perfect. It doesn't exist. It's perfect for you. Your perfect is very different from my perfect. So you just want to do your best, let go of being perfect. As Brene Brown says, perfection masks the shame of failure. So don't worry about failing. We're going to fail. It's normal. It's where we learn. Probably learn more from failing than success. right? And are there any fears that hold you back from taking action? Certain fears. And you know, you want to start to face your fear. We all have them. Could be fear of failure. Oh, I might lose money. Yee, right? Little things like that. Well, not little, they're big. But you just have to kind of understand fear is what? False evidence appearing real. That's all it is. It's in your head. Nothing's happened. Today, if you just take where you're at today, everything's fine. Probably have food in the fridge, thank God. A place to live in, good friends, family. You're going to get to relax for a few days during the holidays, watch movies. So everything is good. Let go of those fears. Hasn't happened yet. The future hasn't happened yet.
You will never.
What? And so just really important stuff to think about when taking action. Just let go and just, you know, you'll look, you'll go, you'll see, you'll find, you know, like take on that kind of approach in 2026. Just let go of it all. Get out of your way. Just going to show a quick video. It's about a minute. I've got these short videos for you to watch throughout our session today. And I love Mel Robbins. She wrote the book. Her latest book is the Let Them Theory. And she's got quite the YouTube channel and posts like remarkable interviews. And she's actually got a course that goes, it's a deeper dive into what we're doing here today. So this is Mel Robbins on taking action and the science behind why you don't take action. So let's watch for a minute, get out your popcorn, and let's see Mel in action for the next minute.
You will never feel ready to do things that scare you. You will never feel ready to jump off the cliff. You will never feel ready to take that leap. And the reason why is based on science and research. Your brain is designed to protect you, and change requires risk. And so you are protecting yourself by saying maybe tomorrow. This is where the 5-second rule comes in super handy. So if you are constantly procrastinating, you probably have a bias towards thinking, and you can use the 5-second rule to literally push yourself to take action. All you're going to do is count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. This is a starting ritual that interrupts the patterns of overthinking, of fear, of anxiety, of procrastination, of comparison that are making you go, tomorrow, not today, I don't feel like it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your prefrontal cortex turns on. That's the part of the brain you need to either learn new behavior or take action.
Yeah, so that's another book she wrote a number of years ago called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's all neuroscience, and the brain, you know, as she said, wants to keep you safe, right? If you introduce something new, the brain's going, hey, alert, alert, alert. Batten down the hatches. Something new's happening. We don't like it. We like the old, right? And I don't know about you, but 2025, the old I've witnessed this year, it's gone in 2026. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 interrupts your negative thinking or your procrastination or I can't do it. And so it's another really excellent book. And what you do is if, let's say, she uses dating as an example. So let's say you see somebody nice at a bar or a club and you're, I can't ask them out. And it's like, yes, you can. So you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you make the ask. What's the worst is going to happen? They're going to say, no, I'm taken, I'm married, you know, that kind of thing. So, and even with your business idea, well, I got to call a client. I get a lot of that. I teach sales, and most people don't want to make that, we call dreaded cold call. But it's actually, that's the first step, right? In making and starting business relationships and getting clients. So count it down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make it. Worst thing that's going to happen, they're going to say no, right? It's normal. They're not ready to buy from you. They don't know who you are, or maybe they don't need it right now, what you're offering. So of course they're going to say no. It's not personal. It's not about you. It's about them. So procrastination, it's the act of unnecessarily and voluntarily delaying or postponing something despite knowing that there will be negative consequences for doing so. Sometimes, though, you do need to procrastinate. Maybe you need to think a little bit more or plan. But try and cut back this year on procrastinating and get into that action frame of mind, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, as Mel Robbins just alluded to. Sometimes you need to rest and recharge and reflect. So in that case, procrastination is maybe a healthy thing. Maybe you're just not totally ready yet. I don't feel ready. I'm going to just keep on working on the idea and massage it. And then, get prepared first, but then take action. Overcome that procrastination. Don't keep putting things off. Be sure, too, to trust your internal guidance. Your intuition will tell you, like, yeah, go, make that call. Go to that event. Go to that networking event. Go to that conference. Have a booth at the trade show, right? And then find the happy medium between, procrastination and planning. It's okay to procrastinate, but if it's done often, you've got to ask yourself, why? What's holding me back? What's that story? What's my limiting belief? And let it go. Let that belief go. So some causes and reasons for procrastination. Number one is fear, right? What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if I lose money? My friends will laugh at me. Sometimes it's guilt and shame. What's that about? It's got to be perfect. No, it doesn't. It has to be good. Do your best. Maybe you've got a little bit of anxiety. So, practice the art of breath work to calm you down. Sometimes I'll do breath work 3, 4, 5 times a day. Not for a half hour, but about a 2-3 minute pause to breathe in and let go, right? And it really changes your vibe really fast. There's imposter syndrome. A lot of people think, yeah, but if they really knew me, it's like, go for it, let go of you're not an imposter. Go for it. If you're worried about imposter syndrome, have people on your team that can make up for what maybe you feel you're being imposterish about, So you have other experts that you can work with that will make you and your company and your offering even better, right? And then let go of that lack of belief in yourself and your abilities. If in doubt, learn. Like you're here today, which is great. Any comments, questions? We're good? So this is all what you're going through, the next person's going through. Guaranteed. All of it. At one point or another. I love this quote by Og Mandino back in the day, and I'm talking the 80s and 90s. Og Mandino was a very well-known inspirational speaker and business owner. And he was known as a super salesperson, and he owned car dealerships in Detroit, right? And super successful, super sales guy who knew about taking action. And he says that action will destroy your procrastination. So just take that, countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Don't want to go for a walk on a cool winter morning? Count down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start putting on the shoes, get the coat, the jacket, the gloves, and go. Even if the walk is 5 minutes because it's too, cold. At least you did it, right? So I love that quote. Action will destroy your procrastination. So I'm going to get you into breakout rooms and going to have you chat for about 5 minutes. on how can you overcome procrastination, and what are 3 to 5 things you can do to overcome not taking action. Like, what are you going to do moving forward? So I'm going to get you into breakout rooms. I'll do 2 just because you don't have a ton of you here today. And I know, Shannon, your mic's not working, but you can use the chat in the breakout rooms. So I'll give you 5 minutes, and there's a 60-second countdown timer. Before I do, I'm just going to go into yeah, okay, Michelle. Michelle just wants to listen. So you can be an observer, and again, Michelle, if you want to take notes, or sorry, talk about anything or offer, an observation, you can by writing in the chat in your breakout rooms. Okay, so that's a possibility. All right, so everybody okay? So you're going to talk about how can you overcome this thing called procrastination, and what are some actions you'll take to do that. Okay, so coming down in 3, 2, 1. Be nice to each other. All right. Welcome back. Who'd like to share? How would you overcome procrastination, and what are 3 to 5 actions that you can use to overcome? Any brave souls? Going once, going. Kelly, do you want to share? Like, do you feel brave today?
I think their room didn't when you mentioned that, David. I think their room was still in session.
Oh, okay. So welcome back from the breakouts. How can you overcome procrastination? Who'd like to take that on? Seed, do you want to take that on?
Sure. My name is Lisa. Sorry.
Hey, welcome.
I didn't put my personal name on the thing. We had a good discussion. I was actually kind of disappointed that the time cut off like
Aw,
that.
okay.
But I think we had some agreement on just the idea of when a task is procrastinated on, it's usually because it's big. One way or another, our brain thinks it's big, and because our brains don't deal well with boundaryless existential things, one of the things to overcome it, once we've thought about it, and Kelly made a really good point about thinking about why we're procrastinating, and if it's something like because I don't have the knowledge, how can we challenge that not having the knowledge? What can we do to address that? And then we decided that breaking the tasks into smaller pieces that have a beginning and an end gives our brains parameters to actually take action on something, which is, again, I know all this stuff, but sometimes it's just hard to do anyway.
Yeah, it is, because we're seeing the big picture, and it's like, no, chunk it down. Yeah. What's that? The quote, you don't eat an elephant all at once, you eat one bit at a time. Not that you want to do that, but anyway. Apparently they taste like chicken, but man, yeah. Good work. What are 3 to 5 actions you could take to overcome not taking action? Danya, do you want to try, or Kelly?
Well, I think what we were talking about, I think the big thing we were kind of spent our time on was breaking things into smaller chunks.
Yeah.
That seems to be, well, like, I think we just kind of stopped there because we gained agreement that seemed to be such a brilliant one, which I'm sorry, Lisa came up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think it just reduces the overwhelm.
Yeah.
And I think it keeps us out of our head.
Yeah. And then if you accomplish it, you feel good about yourself. It's
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Yeah,
easy
for sure.
peasy. I can do this again.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Good stuff.
I think we undervalue how significant small actions are. We're so focused on the big picture that we kind of don't realize that all those small actions are kind of awesome.
Yeah, they are. They're
Yeah,
miracles, really, if you think about it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Good work, both groups. I was in the one group too, and we had a nice flow.
I just wanted to add one thing, David.
Yeah.
I work with an occupational therapist about this exact thing, and she said, set a 5-minute timer. Give yourself just tell yourself it's just 5 minutes, and that gets you into the motivation to get going on the task. And then usually once you get going on the task, you're like, oh, that's 5 minutes. I can do more than that. I can do, but it's the task initiation sometimes. And if you set yourself a really easy time limit, I guess you could say, it just seems to be more manageable to get going on it.
Yeah. Excellent. Thanks, Steph. I like that.
You too.
Yeah. It's the little actions add up, you know, and celebrate yourself too. Like, it really is a miracle if we do anything at all, you know. If my mom was still alive, he cleaned his room, what? It's a miracle, right? Anyway, so here's some other strategies. Positive affirmations. I can do it. Remember I read a book when I was a kid, or my mom read it to me, It was called The Little Train That Could. Anybody remember that one, right? And train had to, this little engine had to help the big engine because the big engine train broke down, and it had toys to bring to the village for all the girls and boys, right? And the village was a little bit away. So the little engine had to try and pull this big train to the town so all the boys and girls would get the toys and have fun, right? And the little engine didn't know it could do it. But so it kept affirming, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, like a train, right? I know I can, right? And sure enough, the little engine that could got to the town with the toys, and all the boys and girls were happy. So positive affirmations. Get an accountability buddy maybe in the new year. Get a friend or a colleague in business that you can have a call with maybe every other week and say, how you doing? What's going on? Right? Or have a mastermind group. Maybe there's 4, 5, 6 of you. I wouldn't do more than 6 because then it'd be a lengthy meeting. Where you create a mastermind team and you meet once a month to talk about your successes, what you learned, your challenges, and then you're getting 6 inputs or 5 from your team members to help you move forward faster. Also, hang around positive people. That helps. Getting that 5-second rule habit. That's the Mel Robbins thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't forget that. Like, really try it. Celebrate and honor your successes and yourself, and be your own cheerleader. You know, at the end of the night, like, just say, I'm really happy you did this today. Other people in your life don't need to know this. Just do it yourself, right? Any comments, questions? Oh, the other thing too, remember what we were talking about, like with Listerine, 55 and 95. Surround your environment with things that inspire you, or just have beauty, maybe nice colors, comfortable furnishings, things that are going to motivate you so that you feel like, hey, my space is nice. I'm inspired, right? So I like, visuals. Maybe you have a mug like this. We have a strategic plan. It's called Doing Things. I love that. Create a vision board, or have signage. Never give up. Have signage around your office, or a poster that you can do up. Really important. Surround yourself with positive messaging. We get so much negative messaging. I mean, you watch the news for 1 minute. It's like, off. So let's get to work, and let's decide what I want you to think about is what's one core action you want to take in 2026. So we're going to get you to create your first actions in one area of your life, work, or business, and take a few minutes to create actions you're going to take to make this area of your life manifest. Okay, so here you've all got this quarterly action plan. This is mine. So I want you to choose one action. For me, it was coming up with that book, Live Life Swift, last year, right? So action 1 was, get the new book published, finalize the book, any changes, additions, finalize editing, and then send it to the publisher. So those are 3 steps that I needed to take, and there could be more. There could be more steps. So think of an action or something in your life, your business, personal, that you want to work on. One thing, and then write down a few steps underneath that you need to take in order to make this happen. All right, so just take a few minutes just to work on that. Everybody cool? Any questions on that? Again, if you didn't download the quarterly action planner, it's in the chat, or just put it on a piece of paper. Another 30 seconds, just write some steps that you can take towards achieving the key goal or desire. As you wrap up, I'll just share like what, so everybody, you've got the action planner, again, that you can easily download. If you need, I can email it to you too after today. But it's it's a interactive PDF, meaning you can type in. So I've given like up to 4 things or key result areas in your business that you want, or life, that you want to take on. But I've also, if you look at the planner or this tool, I've got fun actions too. It's not all work and no play. And then I also have like a big dream action. And then also like, how do you feel when you are complete, right? So, you know, how do you feel like in yourself? Like, do you feel proud? Are you happy? You know, that kind of thing. So make sure you're celebrating yourself too, right? So who'd like to share one of the goals, and then what are some steps you're going to take moving forward in 2026? Any brave soul? Oh, we're a little shy. You can put it in the chat. I'll read it.
I'll go if you want, David. It's
Okay.
Kelly.
Yeah, thanks, Cal.
Sure. So one of the things that I'm working on that I put in, I kind of did it backwards. I started with my goal first,
Yeah.
my big dream action.
Oh, okay.
Um, okay. I want to launch, there's a new workshop that I want to launch.
Yeah.
And so then I broke the actions into, I'm working on each component of the workshop. Because similar to, you know, what Lisa was saying, at first when I looked at it, it was like overwhelmed. So now I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no, I'm breaking it into the manageable chunks each day. And then yay for me, I did it. You know,
Excellent.
lots of high fives for me that I
Yeah.
did it, right? And then so once I get the components, then the next action is put the workshop together. So I'm even breaking it into even smaller chunks. And then once I have the concept, then I'm going to write the promo and start promoting it. Action 4 is deliver the workshop with other support things that people can have moving forward. So I'm breaking it each thing into small things, but then I'm going to forget about the other things so I don't overwhelm myself. How's
Yes.
that sound?
That sounds
Based
great.
on Lisa's uh, uh, thing of don't look at the big picture and the thing that you were saying. I'm not looking at because if I
Yeah,
do, I know myself. I'll just be like, oh my gosh, where do I go from here?
I know. And then guess what?
Right?
You procrastinate, you put it off.
Oh yeah, all of a sudden I have to go buy a stamp for a letter I never mailed,
Yes,
you know, because that
exactly.
became an emergency.
Yeah.
So yeah, so thank you, David. I appreciate that fill in the blank chart and the
Yeah.
wisdom of the women.
Yeah. And you can use this chart like I do it like every month. And
Yeah.
because things change. Some might not, you know, maybe you did
Right.
procrastinate on something and you have to, it's still on there, you know? Yeah.
Hmm.
Anybody else want to share? No? Okay, let's move on for the sake of time. 'Cause I want to try and get you out of here by 12:15. So good job. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks for being a brave, you know, soul and soldier.
Now I'm committed too because I've said it publicly.
Yeah, we're gonna haunt you in the new year. Did you do it yet? Lisa's gonna, you know, call you in the middle of the night. um, yeah, so work it, you know, like work these actions, but you know, also have time for fun and family, and you know, have that balance approach. There's a great book, another book by Dr. Benjamin Hardy, and strategic coach Dan Sullivan that came out a few years ago, and it's called 10 times is better than 2 times. And they talk about the idea of, you know, do your work in your best time. So I'm a morning person. I could quit by 2, no problem. Like, you know, starting maybe at 8:30 or 8 until 2, and then have a break, go for a walk. Maybe you want a nap. I don't know. Like, you know, do something like, you know, break the. You don't have to be a slave. We're self-employed. You know, just do something. Maybe go meet a friend for coffee, or go get that stamp at the post office. You never know who you might run into, right? So yeah, you know, make sure you're not. It's not like you're chained to the desk. We don't want to do that moving forward. So really, another thing that gets in the way. So we talk about procrastination and things that hold us back, are limiting beliefs. So beliefs versus actions. So I love this quote again by Henry Ford, Ford Motor Company. If you believe you can or can't, you're right. Right? So we want to retrain our brain to believe that by taking actions toward your business goals or personal goals is the best thing, right? So I'm going to show a little video by Dr. Joe Dispenza with some tips on doing just that. So let's watch. The good doctor is in the house. And yeah, this again, it's under a minute. And but he says some powerful things. This is Dr. Joe Dispenza, who I recommend you follow or see what he's up to post today's session. So let's just watch real quick.
Well, we think primarily 90% of the time we think the same thoughts as we thought the day before. The challenge with that is the thought that you keep thinking over and over again becomes belief. And nerve cells that fire together wire together. So the more nerve cells fire, the more they develop long-term relationships, and the more hardwired they become. The more hardwired they become, the more automatic they are. The more automatic they are, the more unconscious they become. So the process of change really requires becoming conscious of your unconscious thoughts, which means just because you have that thought doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth. If you have that thought and you accept it, you believe it, you surrender to it without analyzing it, that thought will lead to the same choice, which will lead to the same behavior, which will create the same experience, which then will produce the same emotion. The same emotions then drive our very same thoughts.
Yeah, so you want to interrupt those thoughts.
Well, we think...
And choose a new thought, right? So the key to, you know, taking action and launching something new or making a shift in your life in 2026 is just to start. Poet William Wordsworth, you know, is straight to the point. To begin. So simple. It really is, but we make it so complicated because so many of the negative noise gets into our brains and tries to take us down. I have a name for mine. My little negative voice is, it's Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons. And I have like, he's bald with a big belly and an undershirt. It's not pretty, folks. And he's got a bad comb over. And he's going, what do you want to do that for? You know? Come sit in on the couch and watch football and have a beer. So, you know, it's tried to take me down. It's like, Krusty, I love you, but I'm gonna take action, right? So to begin. It's very simple. And we're gonna face challenges. This is where grit and resiliency come into the equation. It's to be expected. Look at the past 5 years. I was just actually watching part of a video this morning, and you know, we've all been affected and traumatized by what's gone on over the past 5 years. So we're dealing with that, whether we're aware of it or not. So it's been challenge after challenge in the past 5 years, and yet here we are, we're still here. So can I get an amen? Yeah, celebrate it. So grit and resiliency is gonna, be the way. So what do you do when the actions you take, you're gonna bump up against a result that you didn't wanna have happen? Anybody wanna answer that? What do you do when the actions you take bump up against a result that you didn't wanna have happen? Any ideas? Just for the sake of time, shift your mindset and get curious as to why. Have a curious mindset. Oh, why did that happen? What do I need to do to maybe not have it happen? What needs to shift? Do I need to let go? Right? Next question. How do you prevent yourself from giving up on an idea, goal, or plan that you are taking action on when you meet with resistance? Any ideas there? I would extend the timeline. The only person putting up time pressure on you is you. So give it more time. Maybe there's something more that you need to learn or find out or research or understand. Really important. So we are going to run into obstacles and challenges along the way. So you want to learn to be creative about it. You want to open up and have a learner's mindset. Open up to new possibilities. Learn to ask for help. Get help. We talked about that in our breakout room at the beginning with Danya and Shannon. Just learn to maybe get some help to help you do what maybe you don't want to do, right? Maybe discover a new way, and maybe the new way is better. Or get outside of your comfort zone. Try something totally radical. And remember, your comfort zone, it gets uncomfortable eventually. It's not so nice. So, this year, moving forward, try and operate outside of your comfort zone. See what happens. Push yourself just a little bit more, right? Yeah. Any questions, comments? Let's continue on. I don't think I'm going to have time for it, but I was going to do round 2. Well, of creating working on another action and then the steps needed. But I think just due to time, I'm going to not do that. But moving forward, work this, work this action plan sheet that you have, or PDF document that you have, and work it. And maybe get a buddy or an accountability buddy to help to bounce ideas off of. I just had a great meeting with a colleague yesterday, and both of our businesses in the training field have taken a hit, and so we're creating something new. So really important to do that. The last kind of topic is on the importance of having grit and taking responsibility for your actions. No one is going to do it except for you. So we can complain and go, oh, poor me, things aren't changing. Well, if you want to change, you gotta be the change, right? Gandhi said that. And begin to own your life. It's between you, God, spirit, your soul, own your life. Take responsibility for not taking action or taking action. Both are fine. Nobody's, got a breathing down your neck going, hey, you, what's going on, right? Take responsibility. Adopt a make things happen attitude. I can do it, be that train. And I think I can, I know I can, right? Shift your bad thinking, sneaking thinking. Focus is really important. So, chunking things down, focus on the task at hand. Don't start doing 2, 3 things at once. I'm bad for that, actually. So think big, but focus on the day at hand. See the big picture, visualize, see it in your mind's eye, but focus on the day at hand. So I have a formula I'll just share with you, and I'll just see in the chat. Thanks, Michelle. I hope this helped you today, okay? So the formula, it's called the GRITS formula. So you want to adopt like a gritty, mindset and character. You want to be resilient. Okay, didn't work. What's next, right? Really work on your inner game. And by inner game, that means have a practice of meditating, visualization, exercise, reading, learning, right? That's the inner game. If you have a really good commitment to your inner game, things outside and around you will change with you, right? And be aware that the times we're in are super challenging. So if things aren't going as easily or smoothly as you wanted to, it's just probably just because the times we're in are really challenging. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, right? And practice good self-care. If you've achieved your goal, celebrate it. Do something nice for yourself. One thing I dare you to do is mirror work. And that's where you look yourself in the mirror and go, I love you. You're amazing. I love you. I love you. I love you, right? You're awesome. And you watch how you feel after. Because we're tough on ourselves as entrepreneurs, I have to be honest. Right? Because we want perfection, and we want to make it all work. So this, as I said, the last topic we're working with is this notion of grit. And Angela Duckworth is the premier mind on grit and resiliency. And she's written a book by the same name. She's done TED Talks on it. And grit is passion and perseverance for long-term goals. Grit isn't talent. It's not luck, she says. It's how intensely for the moment you want something. And grit is about having what some researchers call an ultimate concern, a goal that you care about so much that it organizes and gives meaning to almost everything you do in your life or business. And grit is holding steadfast to that goal, even when you fall down, even when you screw up, even when the progress towards the goal is halting or slow. So I'll just show one more quick video. Again, these videos are short on purpose because of the time. And this is Angela Duckworth doing a TED Talk on grit.
I started studying kids and adults in all kinds of super challenging settings. And in every study, my question was, who is successful here and why? One characteristic emerged as a significant predictor of success. And it wasn't social intelligence, it wasn't good looks, physical health, and it wasn't IQ. It was grit. Grit is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out, not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years, and working really hard to make that future a reality. Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, really important stuff. So we have time for one last quick exercise. And what I want you to do is, what is the absolute one thing that's most important to you, and where will you use grit and resiliency to make it happen? So just think of this for a moment. Why is it important to you? What are some challenges and obstacles that may come up for you? and what actions or changes in beliefs, attitude that you will take to overcome fear and limiting beliefs. So take about 3 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up today. What's that one thing you really want to work on in 2026? This could be health, could be relationships, could be a business goal, could be a big dream. I just met a colleague yesterday who lived a big dream. Anyway, I'll be quiet, take another couple minutes, and then we'll wrap. Thanks, Natalie. We're almost done. We've got about 2 minutes left. And Danya, yeah, there's some great books. And Grit was a good one. Okay, 1 more minute. It's just time for you to get a little present to what you really want in 2026. Okay, time's up. Does anybody want to share? Do we have brave souls? Going once.
Actually, I don't mind going, but David, can you just flip to the previous slide? Sure. So I think this is coming. I was watching show between Trevor Noah and Simon Sinek earlier today, and they were talking about friendship and how friendship is absolutely undervalued in today's society, which got me thinking that that is something that I really, really need to work on in 2026. I agree, I have like business and everything, but there is a personal goal that I'm looking at.
Good.
What has happened over the years is I have taken my friends for granted, or I have always assumed that the actions that they take has been like, I don't like it, I'm hurt. It's always been like I have made excuses saying what has happened to me, but I have never taken the other side of it and said, okay, you said what you said, but it affected me. So I think that that part is the action or changes in beliefs. I want to take the action where I'm actually putting in and voicing in my thoughts. So I'm just going all over the place. I'll come in there and then I'll move in. So that's the first one that I said. And I need to use grit and resiliency to get people to hear me.
Okay.
I'm like, you got to listen to me. I have something I need to tell you. It's beyond just chatting on the phone call or gossiping about, I don't know, who looks really smart on TV today, but this is my true feeling. This
Okay,
is
I love it.
what I feel about you.
Wow, Tanya. Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm like, if I don't do that, and if I do not make an authentic connection with the person I know,
Yeah.
for like so closely, how can I make the connection with someone out there who I'm cold calling, for example?
Yes. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, good.
And yes, challenges and obstacles will come when, I guess it comes with any relationship where not everyone is receptive to what you're saying. Again, you're picking up the phone, doing a cold call, they are not receptive to what you have to say. So how do I work around that? How do I convince them that you need to listen to me? Because what I'm bringing and what I'm talking to you is of importance. So I have to learn how to do that. But that's
Okay.
my 26.
All right. And practice the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule.
Yep.
Just do it. Good stuff. Woo. Last thing, and then we're gone. What's your one action word to set the tone for the new year ahead? What's one word that will define your new year ahead? Anybody? Take about 30 seconds to think about it. Mine is transformation. One word.
I'll go with soar.
Okay.
I
You wanna
put
share?
also in the chat, I put in figure outable. It's not my word, it's Marie Forleo's word, but she says everything is figure outable. And so that's going to be my word for the year.
I love it. Figure outable.
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa, well done. Anybody else? All right, so a little bit of homework then to think about, and then, print that word off in your printer and pop it up on the wall. Remember, decorate your place to inspire you and your environment. That's it. We have a community if you want to join our community on LinkedIn. I think, Danya, you're a member, and Shannon is too. So if you want to tap into our community about our book, we really try and post really inspiring things. We're not about a hard sell here. And that's our book. It's on Amazon. And any questions before we wrap up? Whoa, I went too fast. Any questions? Hope you learned something, and I hope you feel a little more inspired today. And over the holidays, I'm just gonna check out the chat. Yeah, you're welcome, Lisa. Thank you. And Steph, I can do hard things too. It helps. Yes, I love it. And you're welcome, Danya. This is where you get a hold of me, my website, my email. And I'm also, as you know, I'm on LinkedIn. I just want to thank you all for being here. It was really great meeting everybody. And I want to thank the team at Paro for doing this great work, and Steph for being a great host. And yeah, thank you so much. And
Thank you,
everybody just
David.
have a beautiful holidays.
Thank
And
you so much, David, for coming on and
Yeah.
doing this webinar. It was very, very valuable information, and I think that a lot of people got a lot from this. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a great Christmas, and everybody on here still has a great Christmas.
yeah, and
Happy holidays.
yeah, and an abundant, successful new year with this new attitude.
Thank you. That was wonderful, David. Thank you very much. It was nice meeting everyone.
Yeah, thanks, Lisa, and everybody. Great stuff. Thanks, Kelly. Much. Oh,
Bye.
I got it, Kelly. I met Henry yesterday, so I'll talk to you about it.
I look forward to it.
You got
Look
it.
forward
Okay.
to it.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
Have a
Thanks,
really good
everyone.
rest of the day. Be
Bye.
well.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye-bye
Steph.
now.
No problem. Thanks, David.
Okay,
Take care.
take good care.
Bye. Bye.